Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully all of you are doing well out there. I'm, of course, your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the shipping box of tanks, the WZ-113 GFT, the Tier 10 Chinese tank destroyer. Now, this vehicle may not be pretty, but it is an extremely strong Tier 10 vehicle. It's got a fantastic gun, dealing 640 average damage, great standard pen at 305, and the premium at 413 is able to cut through pretty much any frontal armor you will ever need to. Not only does it have fantastic penetration, accuracy values going for it as well, it's also got really good frontal armor. As you can read in the title, it's based off of the Tier 10 Chinese Heavy, which means that it's able to bounce a lot of shells with that steep upper plate that is angled very well. The superstructure is about 320 millimeters thick. If you're angling it using your gun depression, it can be a really tricky vehicle to penetrate. And that's one thing that's nice about the WZ-113 is, unlike some of the lightly armored tank destroyers, this thing is able to push frontline, hold some of the aggressive spots once your team is falling apart, and actually do its job as a heavy tank, or should I say a heavily armored tank, because it's not really a heavy tank. It can be very easily flanked, and well, yeah, it's got big armor. It's very, very big on the sides, on the rear, which means once you get the side of it, it's like a punching bag to take apart. But in today's video, I figured we'll do a review on the vehicle. It's a tank that's actually the least tech tree, or least played tech tree, should I say, in World of Tanks Blitz, which is kind of sad because I've always had a kinship for this vehicle. So, of course, if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy amount. And let's see if we can get into some epic games, hopefully not being taken out right out of the bat. So the biggest issue with this vehicle is the side armor, as I said, and the lower plate, and my personal opinion is looks, and I think that's why people don't want to grind this vehicle. But the thing about tanks is that, is it really matter how it looks or how it performs in game? Because it may look like an Amazon Prime package, however, it really is a strong vehicle. It's not necessarily the strongest. You know, there are certain vehicles like the T110E3 can do a better job frontlining, and you know, the Grill can do a better job camping at the back. The 268 can do a better job repositioning. There are certain vehicles that specifically do better as a whole at one certain job, but this vehicle does all of those things combined. So it's not necessarily the strongest. It's kind of like an American vehicle. Take an E5, for example. The E5 isn't necessarily the strongest at any one aspect, but when you combine all the great things that it has, it makes it such a strong vehicle. And that's what I find about the WZ, is it's decent hull down, it's got good frontal armor, it's got a great gun with decent damage per minute, great penetration, and it's got decent mobility with a fantastic power to weight ratio. So it's got really just a lot of vehicles going for it. Now let's see, a lot of vehicles. Did I say a lot of vehicles? I meant a lot of things going for it if I messed up my English there, but to be fair, I always mess up my English, so that's nothing new. So we got that Conf Panzer, who actually looks like he's going to peek right down here. We're going to see if he pops out. Come on, little Conf, you know you want to. There he goes, and boop, nice little shell right into his tank already. Now we can put on our adrenaline here and try and get another shell out. In fact, with him showing us his rear, that will be a beautiful HE right up the booty hole, and oh, thank you very much for the HE. I love doing that. So already off to a good start for the WZ. Now I can't really say much about the tank, and also I just realized that our mouse got a big whiff of shells taken onto him. But we're going to go for the WZ right now. We're going to put on our aiming time, and we're going to aim in right on his lower plate. Did I use my aiming time? Yeah, I did. It actually seemed kind of slow there for the aiming, but the great thing is that your aiming time is actually quick enough to give you 2 nice shots out on the enemy tanks. So you've already used, you know, 1 shot, but we are going to be able to aim right in on this WZ-113, maybe penetrate a heat shell. Ooh, not actually able to penetrate it, and just in time. I saw that Yag aiming at me. I was like, no. But yeah, just able to back up in time before that Yag was able to get a big ol' shell into our vehicle. So the mouse pushing very aggressive here, not able to penetrate that WZ, and nice shell from the WT there. We're going to aim in on the WZ's upper plate. There you go. That's the gun once again working very well like it's supposed to, getting those big whipping shells out. Now we've got the Leopard 1 off to the side. We also got the AMX-50, and these are a lot of deadly vehicles, but thankfully my WT was able to get a fantastic shell out, and now I'm going to try and rush down here and get a shell into the enemy Leopard. We do have the Bat Chat as well, but Leopard is got a lot of HP. Oh, he tracked me. Okay, I thought that was my fault actually, but no. It turns out that the Bat Chat had tracked me there, which there's not much I can do about that, of course. So let's just bait out the Bat Chat here. If we can get this correctly baited, it will be a very nice job. So 57 Heavy baits in there, and there you go. Nice job from the 57 Heavy helping me take out the enemy Bat Chat. It looks like the mouse is struggling a little bit taking out this grill, especially missing one of the easiest shots I've ever seen. So let's make our way over to the side, maybe help out the mouse. Come on, I believe in you, buddy. You can back up quick enough. Okay, good. And now we can make our way straight over here, trying to get a big ol' full HE into the enemy grill, and kaboom! There you go. That's what I'm talking about. And now, hopefully, the mouse will do a decent job getting a shell as well out into the grill. We're going to see, though, of course, because this mouse is just showing his whole frontal armor to him. Oh, and he missed. Of course he did. Oh, gee, now he's spinning me around. Don't you love teammates in Blitz? The most OP teammates. So, yeah, okay. Well, I guess the girl's not doing the best job anyway. Let's turn before the Yag is able to get a big HE into me. And, well, let's aim in on him. Boop. There you go. Another nice shell into the Yag superstructure. And you can see what makes the WZ strong. It's just a very solid vehicle. It's got a lot of aspects going for it. The armor is one of them. It's got good penetration, of course. It's really just a good all-around vehicle. And there you go. Nice tap of standard into the Yag Panzer superstructure. Because, of course, this vehicle's got that fantastic standard pen, and that was a good vehicle, or a good game, should I say, to show how strong the vehicle plays. 5,000 damage, not necessarily a mastery, but why I really do like this tank, you can see it gets the shells out. We only missed 1 or 2 shots. One of them was a heat shell that said it would pen the side armor of the WZ, but sadly it just didn't. But yeah, that's the WZ. So let's, of course, get into one more game here and see if we can keep up that good old luck. Well, I guess it's not really luck. I actually took off the lucky camo, because every time I run it, I swear I get bad luck. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I know, but I'm going to I don't run the camo anymore. Honestly, it's the weirdest thing ever. Every time I run that camo, I get the most weird bounces in the planet. One time I bounced the upper plate of a Batchat 25T that was sitting still, and I was like, nope, we're taking off the camo. So, yeah, let's see what we're up against. We got the FE-Tune 5B183, the Kronwagen, Leopard 1, Mouse, T62A. Ooh, a lot of deadly tier 10 vehicles. Now, the nice thing about this tank is that you can actually penetrate through the upper plate of a Mouse. Now, mine's actually uses about 6 degrees of gun depression, which means that, yeah, the Mouse might have enough armor on the upper plate using that gun depression to actually bounce my shells. So that's one thing I do got to keep in mind. But the nice thing, of course, about this vehicle is that if I want to push aggressive, and I can if I end up doing that, kind of like a team with 10E3s, I said, this thing can actually do a decent job pushing aggressive. And it's got 6 degrees of gun depression, which is the minimum amount you need to at least work effectively, should I say, on the Mines Hill. So let's sit right here. Let's see what we can do if this is going to be a sitting match or we're going to be able to push up. Honestly, just looking at the enemy team already, we're going to push up. There's not much. Oh, yeah, we're going to push up. I kind of want to help out the team. There's not much the enemy can really do right now, and because my team's got such a strong holding, by the time my K91's taken out for pushing so aggressive, it's not going to be too well for our team. So I'm going to push up aggressive here. We're going to see if we can get some nice shots out. We got the Mouse right here. We've got a lot of vehicles, actually. And, well, let's aim it on that Mouse, and oh, yep, as I said, just right through that upper plate half the time. But there you go. Nice shot going into the Mouse's upper plate. Hopefully he can't pen us. Actually, just able to back up in time. We've also got the Kronwagen, though. The Kron is what I'm more worried about, because, of course, the Kron's got that really solid gun depression. It's able to work a lot of ridge lines very, very effectively. Now, let's aim in on this Mouse once again. Honestly, do we need the heat? I'm going to fire the heat. Oof, just going into his mantlet there. A little bit of a misfire by me, actually. But there goes my K91 after kind of playing a little aggressive, if you saw that. But, well, we got the Leopard as well. Don't want to be hit by that. Honestly, I'm just doing the holding job right now. Let's aim it on this Mouse, and boom, big ol' shell going into you for 625. The great thing, of course, is that I'm trading with him, and now he's losing the trade every time, because, of course, we've got more HP. So this is not terrible for the WZ so far. Let's aim in on the Mouse's side armor, and there you go, another nice shot into him. He did manage to snap a shell right into our lower plate, though, so not necessarily the best for me. And, in fact, I don't want to lose any more HP from this Mouse as it is, so yeah, I got to be a little careful here. But if we play correctly, and this Mouse just does what he did there, nice shot into the side of the Mouse, bringing him down to 8 whole hit points, which of course is fantastic for me. Hopefully my Mark 6 will get a nice shell into him. Not sure what the enemy Mouse is doing though right now. Let's see if we can do this correctly. I don't want to, of course, bleed. That's one thing you never want to do, but looks like our teammate did a good job there. We got the Kronwagen pushing quite aggressive up. Nice shell into his lower plate. Hopefully the Mark 6 is able to reload quick enough to get out a big shell. But honestly, we've done a good job already. We have held the line quite well. We've gotten out some damage, and it looks like this is going to be quite an easy victory for our team once again. So this is the WZ. You can see there that I worked well against the Mouse. I didn't necessarily bounce all the shells. I only got 1 bounce on my frontal armor, which isn't necessarily, you know, the best of results, but we were still able to do our job. We were able to do it quite well at that. And, yeah, I can't really complain in the long run. So I would love to get a shell out into the WZ, or not the WZ, the 183. Let's get a big ol' HE though into you. And with that 183 pushing aggressive, this was just a nice game. 3,200 damage, almost 3,300. And yeah, so this is the WZ. As I said, it's the jack of all trades for tier 10 tank destroyers. You're able to push aggressive and do well. You're able to stay at the back of the map and do well. It's accurate enough to do that with the consumable that you can put on it. It's got the best penetration for most tier 10 tank destroyers. It's honestly a super solid vehicle, and I would definitely suggest to go ahead and grind down this line. This is a line that I always tell people, you know what, go for it, because it's got such good things going for it. What people don't understand about the WZ line is that, first of all, the tier 9 is one of the best tank destroyers. I love it. It's got super strong frontal armor, just like the tier 10, a big mantlet, and it's got great penetration. In fact, some of the best penetration for tier 9 with 413 millimeters. The tier 8 has got some of the best HE shells, 660 average damage, good armor, good gun. The tier 7, of course, as well, has got great gun going for it. Honestly, I love the whole line, and it's one of the best lines you can actually grind for. So make sure to check out this line if you haven't thought about it at all, because it really is a line worth thinking about. But hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As always, if you did, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy amount. But other than that, hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll be seeing you in the next one.